We are now at Dominus Flevit, the Lord Wept. That's where Jesus saw Jerusalem and cried when he saw it, and because he knew that that city will be destroyed. But let's enter to the chapel before they will a group will come, which I'm not sure because there are not a lot of tourists, but they can come, and it's empty now. It's a small chapel that was built by Bertolucci, and the great thing of it is that it's facing to the west and not to the east. Although you can see here mosaic from ancient time, let's say 7th century, and the church was facing to the east. You can see where the altar used to be held. I'm dedicating that tour to Michael Abbott and Jennifer, his wife, but it's a present from Jim and Maggie, and look how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful it is. Yeah, I think you can understand why Bertolucci wanted to build a church facing to the west. First of all, the story is about that, and look at that. Jesus is looking at the temple, and now it's perfectly just like it's supposed to be. Then when he came here riding his donkey, he stopped here and cried, and he said, well, you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me. It's so sad. Then we tried everything, but the chicks didn't listen to the mother. Then that city will be destroyed. People, an army will come and make a siege around you. And many say the city meant the temple too. And in 70 AD, that's actually what's happened here. You can see him entering the city, but now he's weeping. Dominus Flevit. And in that side, you can see the man that are looking at, the Jews who are looking at him and saying, we cannot understand him. But so many people actually follow him. And the destruction is right here. And Mary, the mother, is right there next to Mary Magdalene. And look at the beautiful golden dome. The Son, Jesus. This is the time to bless Michael Abbott. And I hope that you will feel better and better. Jennifer, I know that you are taking care of your husband. Look at that 7th century mosaic floor, part of the church facing to the east. We don't know if they built the church for a reason. We didn't find any evidence for that. But why not to believe that the same story is repeating itself? I mean, look at that. Oh, that's me. Oh, look at that. Wow. Strong. To add the tone of horn around the cross is, I think, genius, because now it's filling. I mean, if you're looking at the cross and the tone of horn, you can see that it's covered the Dome of the Rock, the site of the Jewish temple. And olive tree is around here. I'm not going to talk a lot about, you can see the olive fruit. I'm not going to talk a lot about the view, mainly because I took a video from the top of Mount of Olives, and you can actually watch it. But let me talk a little bit about it. First of all, you can see that place was built inside a cemetery, and that cemetery been destroyed, Jewish cemetery. been destroyed by the Jordanians that used the tombstone for their needs to build roads, houses. We found some of them and brought it back to their home, but we didn't find all of them. Mary Magdalene Russian church is there. What you cannot see is that Garden of Gethsemane, which is down there. But you can see the wall of the temple that King Herod built, at least the remains of it, from 1st century BC, when he built the Jewish temple. Instead of the Dome of the Rock, which is a Muslim side, you could see the Jewish temple, which was twice bigger than the Dome of the Rock. And behind it, right there, you can see the two domes of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the place that Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected. To the left, you can see Al-Aqsa Mosque, but on top of the hill, you can see Mount Zion with the Dormition Church, the House of Mary, the tomb of King David, the room of the Last Supper, the High Priest House, and so many others. And here you can see part of the Jewish quarter that had been destroyed by the Jordanian. Then those two synagogues are rebuilt, actually were rebuilt, they are new. Then this is a little bit about it. I want you to see the tombs. Those are, well, let's say 17th century, 18th century tombs. But let me show you the same tombs, Jewish tombs, but from the time of Jesus. And for so many years, the Christians here who excavated that place were sure that it was the first Jewish Christian cemetery, Jews who converted to Christianity. But lately they realized that all the tombs that we found are with the same names. The word Yeshua is still a common name in Israel. The word Mary, still a common name in Israel. And Joseph, and so many others. In that case, we are not sure that it's from the first community converted to Christianity, but what we believe is that, what we know for sure is that it was from the time of Jesus. Then here we can see the caves, the rock cave, and some of the niches we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm sure that there's 5 here. Yeah, and I'm sure that there were more than that, but when they excavate here, they destroy part of it. Some of them are still sealed or half sealed, like that one. Then when they had no more space, they took the bones out and put it in a small box by the name ossuary, and you can see the boxes here according to the size of the person. And then that might be a small one for the child, and that was for adult, for a bigger guy. Some of the inscriptions of them were written with the names. You can see that some of them are more beautiful and some of them are less. It all depends of who you were. And then after they took the bones out, they could take bury someone else instead of it. Guys, that was a nice video of Dominus Flevit. If you want to help me, I will be more than happy. Then the one way to help is just like Jim and Maggie did. They enter to the description down there. If you click on the text, you will find it. You will find Buy Me a Coffee link, and then you will see the options of buying souvenirs to your friends or to yourself. I will take a video for you in one of the churches in Israel, in Jerusalem, and I will, of course, send that cross to the owner of it. Then another option, just look at the like button. Next to it, there's a shape of a heart. It's called Super Thanks, and every penny counts because there are no tourists and you're the only income of mine. But the most important thing is subscribing. Be part of my family. Thank you very much, my friends. Bye-bye.